start this again. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of ItsASheThIngTV by me, Dominique. Let's just get right into this, okay? Alright. Welcome to the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 8, Episode 5 review by me, Dominique. Okay, let's just get right into this. So, we continue from where we left off yesterday. Last week. I'm so sorry. Okay? And all I'm saying is this isn't the Love Boat. Okay, this is not the Love Boat. Cynthia's feet was all up in Portia's gut. That's all I saw. I just saw two long feet aiming right for someone's midsection. Okay? They were going back and forth because, you know, like, Cynthia was definitely in the wrong because she misinterpreted what Portia was trying to say. Okay? Portia was not saying bitch in a rude way, okay? Now, I watched a lot of reviews and people seem to mix up what she said, okay? Portia said, and I quote, who, bitch? Okay? She didn't say, whatever, bitch. Okay? She didn't say, what you say, bitch? She didn't say none of that. Okay? She said, who, bitch? Alright? Okay? However, you know, we obviously know that Cynthia wasn't here for it, and instead of just walking away from Cynthia, who was clearly taking out her frustrations with her marriage on Portia, Portia decided to, you know, kind of feed into, you know, Cynthia's irritation. Okay, and then, you know, they went back and forth. Portia stood up and boom, bam, boom, she got kicked in the stomach, okay, twice. Was it twice? It was twice, okay? And before things could get, you know, escalated, the security guard, when I tell you, whoever the hell he was, he tackled Portia, okay? He didn't move her aside, no. He fucking tackled her like she was on a football pitch, bitch. He tackled her. I thought I was watching NFL for a second. He tackled her. Okay, no wonder why she got bruises. Damn. He just moved her away. He got right on top of her. Okay, I know he was loving his job at that moment. He was on top of her. She was kicking and screaming. Cynthia was calm and cool. I was like, dang. Okay? So that's what happened. Then what happened? Then, you know, ain't even a minute before Kenya starts her bullshit talking. You see what Portia does? What did she even say? Okay, she was like, I told you she can't handle herself. I told you, get off of my boat. Just stop. I told you. You see, this is what Portia does, guys. I thought you were a changed woman, Kenya. Why are you trying to antagonize the situation further? Why are you doing this for? So we're just going to ignore the fact that Cynthia kicked Portia in the stomach. We're just going to ignore the fact that Cynthia got turned for no damn reason, but all of this is Portia's fault? Okay. Alright. Because you lying. Alright, and while Kenya's saying this, we see, what's her name, Shamir or Shem? She's crying on the side, and I'm like, you see, all that shade talking you were doing, why your ass crying now? What the fuck crying gonna do? What you crying for? Why you crying? Why you crying, Shamir? Huh? All that talking. Do that shit while you walking. Now you crying, girl. Okay. Alright. And then, you know, whilst security still has Portia and Cynthia kind of separated, the ladies get to talking like, what happened? What was going on? And there was 10 different versions of what happened, okay? You know, Kenya, Portia started all of this. Portia did it. You know, Portia antagonized Cynthia. This is meant for Cynthia. This is Cynthia's thing. And Portia ruined everything. Candy's like, well, you know, Portia said, who, bitch? And, you know, I can't even do her eyes, okay? And Sheree was like, well, okay, this is what happened. All right, Portia said this, and Cynthia did that. And Kim was like, no. This is what really happened, okay? She was like, we were all sitting down chilling, all right? You guys told Portia to go and apologize. That's what she did. However, you know, they got to talking. They went back and forth. Portia obviously stood up and, you know, Cynthia defended herself by kicking her in the stomach now. Although that wasn't the right thing to do, that's what she did, okay? That's what happened. Shit. This is why, moments like this is why I'm happy that we have Kim Fields on the show. Yes, she's boring. However, she is just one of those people you can count on the truth for. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You see how all the other women are just, they like mixing stories and all that shit? No. Kim will tell you what happened. So after that, you know, Kenya continues to antagonize the situation further. Okay, she's yelling for Portia and Shamir to get off the boat. And it's like, come on now. You're just like, it's not even that deep, okay? This is just, it's going too far. Meanwhile, Candy and Sheree are cool, calm, and confused as fuck, okay? They're just standing there like, what the hell just happened, alright? Meanwhile, where's Tammy? Tammy went incognito on our asses, okay? Tammy left the scene. She was gone, okay? She disappeared. She was, like, did you see her ass? She was sitting down on the deck, okay? She was, like, in the room or something with her hat on, completely new outfit, confused. She didn't even know what the fuck, she didn't even know what happened. She didn't know what day it was, okay? I would have been Tammy in that situation. My ass is gone, okay? Tammy did the right thing, but that was funny as hell. She missed everything, okay? But then, you know, Cynthia and Kenya go off, and Cynthia basically calls Papa Smurf, and she tells him, look, I need you to come home. And you know, Daddy's gonna come home, okay? Daddy's home, alright? He's gonna come home, alright? So yeah, we move on. We then go to Portia. She's at her house. Shamir's over. Is that her name, Shamir? Okay, that's her name now. Alright, Shamir's over, and basically Portia is bruised up, okay? I don't know where she got those extra bruises from. Oh wait, hold on. She got that from the security guard, okay? She got that from him. Because there's no way Cynthia's feet reached up to her elbow and her arm. Ain't none of that happened, okay? Yes, the stomach bruising, that was from Cynthia's giant feet. Yes, but the elbow and the leg, that was from the guy that rugby tackled you, bitch. Okay? Alright, but you know, her mom comes over, brings some food. You know, you can always count on mama to make things right. And yeah, you know, Portia's just really upset. She really doesn't understand why things had to get to that point. She understands that Cynthia is going through some things because she was going through things like that, okay? She understands the frustration. However, she just doesn't understand why Cynthia will take it out on her. Okay? Moving on. Kim and Phaedra have their little mummies meeting. Kim fills Phaedra in on everything that went down. Alright, she tells her everything. Meanwhile, at the same time, we see Kenya filling her family in as well, so her aunt and her cousin, okay? And then we also see Candy filling in Don Juan and Carmen. Alright, and all I can say is this is just basically the case of the real truth, the damn lie, and the exaggeration, okay? We have Kim telling Phaedra what really, really went down. We have Kenya lying to... Can she lie? She was lying from her ass, okay? She was just exaggerating everything. She was just lying. All this shit didn't happen on the boat, okay? Both Cynthia and Portia were in the wrong, but no. She forgot everything about what Cynthia did, okay? It was all Portia's fault. Come on, Kenya. Come on. And then we have Candy just, you know, really just... I mean, I don't care, guys. I don't care, alright? But then, Phaedra... Where the hell did she get the information that Portia got cuts and shit? Where did the cut come from? And then Kim was like, how did she get a cut on her stomach if Cynthia was wearing flats? And Phaedra was like, well, I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. Okay. These women lie. Anyway, moving on. So, for the first time in this series, Cynthia's finally happy to have Peter home. Okay, because her anger and her frustration is no longer with him for the moment. For the moment. She had to put her paws on Portia, so that's where her attention is right now. So she's just happy to have Peter there, okay? Peter's just happy to be wanted. He's just happy. Alright, and you know, Cynthia just feels bad about the whole situation. She can't believe she did it. And you know what is good? So that tells us that Cynthia isn't a spiteful or vindictive bitch most of the time. Okay? You know, she feels remorseful. She understands what she did was bad. And I can respect that, okay? And she just doesn't know where she stands with Portia now. And yeah, and Peter was just like, I mean, well, you know, I mean, you hurt her. You hurt her. You know, you kicked her in the stomach. Of course she's going to be hurt. And so he's like, I did not. Stop saying that. I did not hurt her. I'm like, yes you did, Cynthia, okay? You kicked her in the gut. Right in the gut. Right near the spleen and the pancreas. You kicked her all up in her abdomen, bitch. She's hurt. Okay, just accept that. I know you're good, jovial ass. Didn't mean to do that, but you hurt her. Just accept it. But anyway... it's weird because this whole Portia kicking situation brings Cynthia and Peter back together. I mean, they're close now. We'll see how the season unfolds, okay? But, alright. So then we move on to Candy and Todd, and they go on their little pregnancy checkup, okay? And basically, to cut a long story short, Bravo needs to stop playing, okay? Don't you hate when they just build up a scene and then they cut it off and they make it seem like some really bad shit happened? We are 8 seasons in now, Bravo, okay? You know better than that now. We ain't falling for it. But you need to stop doing that shit because you're trying to give us high blood pressure and shit. Especially with pregnant ass Candy. You can't be doing all that cut and shift and editing. No. Just get straight to the point, okay? But anyway, you know, she got a little ultrasound of her stomach, really, of the baby. We heard the heartbeat. Baby Tucker is doing just fine. Just fine, okay? Just fine. Woo! I'm sorry. Just acting. Alright, Baby Tucker is fine, and I just can't wait for the baby to be born. Has Candy had the baby already? I need to do some research. Anyway, moving on. We have a little segment on Phaedra and her beautiful boys. All I have to say is, she's doing a fabulous job raising these 2 beautiful boys, okay? I'm just saying, like, Ada needs to give me some vocabulary and grammar lessons because that boy is too damn smart for like, he's a wordsmith, okay? He really is. How old is he? 5? I don't even think he's 5. I don't even think he's 5, and he speaks better than I do. Anyway, moving on. Kenya decides to call her BFF, Cynthia. Okay, she's going really hard for this friendship. I mean, she's just checking on Cynthia. And you know what? As much as Kenya always does the most, okay, we can definitely see that she is a loyal friend to those that she classes as her friends, okay? She's a good friend to the friends that she wants to be friends with. But to everyone else, she's an evil bitch. But I can give her credit for being a good friend to those that she wants to be friends with, okay? So she is a good friend. She's a good friend, but she's too messy. And I'm not here for that. Alright? But yeah. She decides to throw a nice brunch so that all the women can just, you know, just bond and just fix things, okay? So she decides to have a one-on-one with... A one-on-one or one-to-one? She decides to have a one-to-one with Portia, okay? She invites her to a little brunch or whatever the hell that was. And that went all the way left. Because as much as Kenya wants to put on the front that she is Mother Teresa and she's really trying to bond with everyone and trying to fix things, let's be real. This woman holds a grudge, okay? She will never let things go. So as much as they want to be kumbaya and shit, I see right through it, okay? Now, I am happy that these women are trying, really trying to, you know, fool us into thinking that they are all cool. I'm happy that you guys are really putting that much effort into it. But let's be real, bitch. You and Portia will never be friends, okay? I can see how hard you are trying to maintain your composure, Kenya. But she just can't help it but throw shade or say some stupid comments. And Portia saw right through it, okay? So doing this little one-to-one, Kenya basically blamed Portia for everything that happened. And Portia's like, look, let's cut the bullshit, okay? You don't really like me like that, okay? You don't have the best intentions for me, so why the fuck am I here? Alright, and Kenya's like, no, that's not it, you know? No, Kenya, let's be real, okay? You do not like Portia like that. I don't know. But anyway, you know, Kenya finally decides to admit that, you know, both Cynthia and Portia were to blame for this incident, okay? Alright, but, you know, whatever. That we finally go to the Unity brunch, okay? And obviously, Candy and Kim are there first. Kim is ready to go, okay? She is ready to go. She is not happy with the ladies' tardiness, alright? She is like, I have things to do. And I'm like, what do you have to do? You don't even have a social life. I'm just saying, Kim, like, you all mad for the ladies being late. And I understand that, because no one likes when anyone's late. But really, you ain't got nothing else to do. What are you going to do? Go carpooling, make some sandwiches, fix the house, sweep the floors. I mean, what you going to do? Anyway, she's just not here for it. But, you know, I still love her. And then, you know, I need to stop saying that word. And then Sheree comes through. Phaedra comes through. Sheree looks so good this season, guys. She looked really good. Alright. She comes through and eventually everyone else joins. And basically, Kim is already done with the waiting, so she cuts right down to it, okay? She addresses the elephant in the room. So when Cynthia comes in, she's like, okay, so I mean, how are you since the fight? Because that's why we're all here. How are you? And Cynthia's like, well, you know, I mean, I kind of wish it didn't happen. And Kim was like, okay, I'm going to just wait for Portia and Kenya to get here so that I can go home. I got things to do. Alright, so hurry up, bitches. Alright, so eventually Kenya and Portia come free together. Everyone's side-eyeing them for coming in together. But they just get right down to it. And before they can really even talk, Cynthia just says, can we have a moment alone? So her and Portia go off somewhere and they just talk. And this is basically what happens, okay? Portia explains how nothing she said was meant in a hurtful way. There was no intention, okay? There was no malice behind the word bitch. She thought, you know, they were just all kiki and then having a good time, and she really didn't mean to offend Cynthia in the way that she did. Cynthia kind of acknowledges that she was, you know, she misunderstood where Portia was coming from. However, in the heat of the moment, you know, that was just the last thing she wanted to hear, especially when alcohol was involved. They all just kind of fixed everything, okay? It was nice. It was good to see that they weren't holding any grudges, because Lord knows, if a bitch kicked me in the stomach, I don't know if I could sit there. But this is a different case because these two have history, and it's not as if Cynthia's not going through something. She's going through something. She's going through something very deep, very emotional, very hurtful, okay? Something that Portia has gone through too. So I really respect Portia for understanding. You know what? I'm not going to hold a grudge because I understand where Cynthia's coming from. But the next time this bitch put her giant feet on me, it's going to be a problem. Okay? But yes, they decide to fix things and they sort it out and they're all friends. Which was, you know, to Kenya's disapproval or whatever. She wasn't happy about that. Let's be real. She really wanted Cynthia and Portia to not be friends so that she could just have an ally and try to get to Portia, okay? Just have this whole mean girl unification moment so that they could, you know, Kenya, no. Kenya wants her BFF Cynthia all to herself. She doesn't want everyone to be happy. I don't care what she says, alright? But anyway, but whilst, I forgot to mention, whilst Cynthia and Portia were having their moment, Kenya starts talking again, okay? She starts a little shit talking, and Candy's like, why? No, let me stop. Candy was like, why are you so quick to put the blame on everyone? But when it comes to you, you never acknowledge anything you do. And I'm like, right? Thank you, Candy. Okay, you messy as shit, but thank you for saying that. Because isn't that the damn truth? Kenya's just one of those people. She never does anything wrong, or she's always the victim. But when it's done to her, oh my God, you better sue their asses. You better take them to court. Yes, okay, no. I mean, that was basically it, guys. This episode wasn't really much to it. But, you know, it was alright, I guess. We'll see what happens next week. I mean, let's hope the season picks up. Because, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta runs for about 10 years, okay? So, we need this season to pick up, okay? Because I can't be dealing with all these filler episodes. But anyway, guys, ItsASheTHIngTV, guys. Thank you for watching my review. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for being so supportive. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time, okay? Alright. Bye, guys. Much love. Mwah.